What's up, everyone? So I can't talk too long. I have to go finish setting up for a party that I'm throwing for myself. You see, I had a dream last night where I wrote a book and I sold the movie rights to that book for $1 billion. And as we learned in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, dreams are windows to the lives of ourselves from other universes. So somewhere out there is a version of me that is now filthy stinking rich. If that's not a cause worth celebrating, I don't know what is. I wonder if it's one of the universes where you don't have to pay for food, because the money will last a lot longer there. Just as long as it's not the universe where the Earth is ruled by Wanda. You know the one. Earth 838, the one with the Illuminati. Wait, is this the universe where I haven't yet told you that theory? Well, I guess I better get to it then. Wanda Vision. To find the first piece of evidence, we need to think back to Wanda Vision and how Wanda handled people inside of that hex. Now, most of her time there, the town was restricted to normal adults. Any kids were left hidden out of sight and allowed out for the occasional Halloween special. Wanda then set the adults into their roles. They were allowed to make decisions, so long as those decisions were in line with the part they were playing in Wanda's show. This was a Wanda who was still figuring out her powers, without the assistance of the Darkhold. And she was still able to control a whole town and expanded the hex even further when desired. Not only was she able to control all the people in that town, but she was able to extend a blanket amnesia to everyone outside of the town, so that anyone with a connection to Westview would simply forget that it exists. If she was able to do all that on her first attempt, imagine what she could accomplish with a little practice. She could also theoretically extend even further if she were to simplify the roles she assigned people, such as having them dress the same, walk the same, and removing social interactions. By making the spells simpler, having more power herself, and having more practice with these spells, there's no telling just how far she could extend the hex, quite possibly far enough to encircle the globe. In fact, Wong warns of this very thing in Kamar-Taj, warning the other sorcerers that the Scarlet Witch has the power to enslave the entire multiverse. So surely one planet would be within her reach. If we were to look at the common people walking around the streets of Universe 838, we would see exactly what I just described. Everyone is dressed the same. All gray outfits, wearing hats, carrying umbrellas despite no sign of rain. They're all walking the same way, traveling in large groups without looking at or interacting with each other at all. Not a sound is made. And even when Doctor Strange and America step on the memory shop projector, displaying stories that would certainly be interesting to those around, everyone else just continues walking. It's as if they don't even see what's happening. And when Pizza Papa starts slapping himself around for 3 weeks, he is completely ignored by those around him. And despite his clear handicap, he spends these 3 weeks standing at his stall, as if he's compelled to remain there by some unseen force. And just like in Westview, there is absolutely no children in sight.
No need to traumatize beyond the occasional holiday episode cameo, am I right?
Now, when I say no children in sight, I do need to clarify that we do see 2 children. Tommy and Billy. Wanda has her 2 boys in this universe, only there's something missing from the situation. Wanda in Universe 838 has her 2 boys, but there's no Vision. And if you look closely, you can see that there's very clearly not a wedding ring on her finger. Now, it is possible that her and Vision, or her and whoever, split up, but I don't think so. As the Scarlet Witch, it is well established that she can create life on her own, so we need not assume that there is a father around. Also, with the Illuminati controlling an army of Ultron bots, it shows that the conflict with Ultron went very differently here. It is very possible that Vision never came into being. If 838's Wanda had similar dreams to those seen by our 616 Wanda, she would also be seeing the boys in every other universe and would know to make them when she hexes the world. But it did not appear that Vision was as widespread across the multiverse or in those dreams. Now you may be asking, if she has taken full control of the whole world, why is she living in a relatively small house, left to care for her 2 boys on her own? The thing is, Wanda answers this very question. She arrives at Mount Wundagore and comes to the realization that she was meant to rule. But she then goes on to say that's not what she wants. All she wants is a quiet life with her boys, where she knows they will be safe. That brings us to my next point, the Illuminati. All appearances are that the Illuminati in 838 are the highest authority in the land, a group of leaders brought together to make the tough decisions for the good of the planet. Only there's a few holes in that line of thinking. For one thing, it's true these are known leaders from some powerful groups, except where are the people they're known to lead? While Strange and America are traveling through the universe, we never see any mutants or Inhumans, or anyone at all with any sort of power or ability in 838. With Charles Xavier, Black Bolt, Reed Richards, Captain Carter, Captain Marvel, and Mordo, we should at the very least have a world with mutants, Inhumans, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, intergalactic heroes, and wizards. We see hundreds of normal people walking around the streets. Where are all the powerful individuals? I think we were able to get such a powerful team in 838 because Wanda made them too, putting this group together to defend her planet against external threats, and most of all, against her biggest threat, Doctor Strange. Wanda made it very clear that she wants her boys to be safe, so scanning the multiverse for the most powerful individuals she could find and putting them together as a super team would be a great way of doing so. This would explain why they're pouring so much into the research of the multiverse, because Wanda has already set up every precaution for her planet's defenses in her own universe, leaving the only threats left to come from outside. This also explains why the fight between possessed Wanda and the Illuminati went the way it did. Despite being quick to point fingers and threaten to kill Doctor Strange from the moment he arrived, they showed a reluctance to want to fight Wanda, instead trying to talk her down. Even after she brutally murdered 2 of the members, the look between Captain Marvel and Captain Carter was not a look of anger or sadness or fear. It looked more like a look of not knowing what to do. Even after the fight commences and Wanda is clearly fighting to kill, the others still seem to be pulling their punches. Captain Carter successfully sneaks up on Wanda, but all she does is bang her with her shield, as if she's trying to snap their Wanda out of it. After 838's Wanda is finally released from her possession, knowing that she just massacred the Illuminati, she simply returns home. She doesn't hide, she doesn't turn herself in, she simply carries on, because she knows she is the real highest authority. If all of that isn't enough to convince you, I still have one more point I'd like to make. Now in Wanda Vision, Wanda sets everyone up as if they're part of a show. Everyone is looking to play their parts, to follow the script as outlined through Wanda. Occasionally, Wanda or select others even talk directly to the camera, breaking the fourth wall. No other Marvel property had done that before WandaVision, and no other show or movie had done it since. That is, until we saw it in Universe 838 in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, the Illuminati introduce themselves with grandiose gestures, as if they're seeking the awe of an audience, rather than simply introducing themselves to the one lone prisoner in front of them. Then when they confront Wanda in the entryway to the Baxter Foundation, Reed Richards tries to relate to Wanda, pointing out that he has kids of his own, so he understands her quest. The problem here is that nobody to that point had told Mr. Fantastic or any of the Illuminati why 616 Wanda was even there. The only people who knew the answer to that was Strange in America, who were locked up and were not given a chance to explain why Wanda was there at all and what she was doing, and Wanda herself. This could all be explained if the Illuminati had a link to Wanda already, allowing them to know this was coming because Wanda knew it was coming, and to act accordingly. But beyond that, for the first time since WandaVision, we see characters break the fourth wall. This happens not once, but twice. And both times it happens while on Earth 838. The first being when Wanda is first possessed. She turns and looks directly into the camera. And the second being when Pizza Papa is done hitting himself. And he turns to the camera and exclaims, "It's over!" With all of that said, I think there is more than enough evidence to consider the possibility that Wanda had already taken control of Earth 838. She had the means, she had the motive, she had the opportunity. And I believe that the supposed leadership of the Illuminati all along was being run by their secret seventh member, Wanda Maximov.
You're welcome to draw your own conclusions, of course, but that's just where I'm at.
So what do you think? Could this be a world where Wanda has already taken control? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this theory video, subscribe if you want to see more of them. And thanks for watching.